The Neural Renaissance, a master protocol to reclaim memory and shield the brain from Alzheimer. Every 65 seconds, another brain in America begins to disappear. But what if the off switch for Alzheimer isn't a drug, but a biological command found in your next meal? The silent crisis of the middle-aged brain. For decades, we were told a lie that the slow fade of memory, the misplaced keys, the forgotten names, the tip-of-the-tongue syndrome was an inevitable tax of aging. We were told that after the age of 40, our brain naturally shrinks by 5% every decade, and there was nothing we could do but watch the lights go out. But modern neuroscience has uncovered a revolutionary truth: neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a static organ, it is a dynamic, shifting landscape. Even at 50, 60, or 70, your brain can sprout new neurons and forge new synaptic pathways. However, this process requires specific biological software. Without the right nutrients, your brain begins to accumulate amyloid beta plaques, sticky protein clumps that act like neural trash, suffocating your cells and cutting off communication. This is the hallmark of Alzheimer's. Today, we are going to dive deep into the top 7 golden foods that act as molecular cleaners, architects, and shields for your mind. The top 7 golden brain protocol. 1. The architect, fatty fish and the omega-3 phospholipid shield. At the core of your existence is a fatty organ. Approximately 60% of your brain is comprised of fat, and the most critical component is DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, a long-chain omega-3 fatty acid. The science of synaptic fluidity. Your brain cells communicate at synapses. For a signal to jump from one cell to another, the cell membrane must be fluid and flexible. Omega-3s incorporate themselves into these membranes, ensuring that signals travel at lightning speed. When you are deficient in DHA, your brain is forced to use stiff fats like trans fats or saturated fats, making your thinking slow and sluggish. The clinical evidence. A landmark 2022 study published in the journal Neurology analyzed over 2,000 participants in their late 40s. The results were staggering. Individuals with even slightly higher omega-3 levels had significantly larger hippocampus volumes. The hippocampus is the grand central station of memory. It is the first area to wither in Alzheimer's. The protocol: focus on the smash fish, salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Aim for 8 ounces per week. If you are plant-based, you must supplement with algal oil, as the ALA found in flax seeds has a conversion rate to DHA of less than 5%. 2. The molecular cleaner, blueberries and anthocyanin defense. Blueberries are often dismissed as a simple fruit, but in the world of neurobiology they are known as brain berries. Their power lies in anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep purple hue. Crossing the blood-brain barrier, most antioxidants cannot actually reach the brain. Anthocyanins are unique. They cross the blood-brain barrier and lodge themselves in the areas of the brain responsible for learning and memory. Once there, they act as janitors, cleaning up oxidative stress that rusts your neurons. The 2.5-year reversal. The Harvard Nurses' Health Study, one of the largest nutritional investigations in history, followed 16,000 women for decades. They found that those who consumed at least 2 servings of blueberries and strawberries per week delayed cognitive aging by an average of 2.5 years. The protocol: 1 cup of wild blueberries daily. Wild varieties contain up to 2x the antioxidant capacity of farmed berries. 3. The plaque disruptor, turmeric and the bioavailable curcumin strategy. Turmeric is perhaps the most powerful anti-inflammatory substance on Earth, but it is also the most misunderstood. Its active compound, curcumin, is a plaque disruptor. Inhibiting amyloid beta, Alzheimer's is characterized by the buildup of protein tangles. Curcumin has the unique ability to bind to these plaques and help dissolve them. Furthermore, it boosts BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is essentially miracle-grow for your brain cells, promoting the birth of new neurons. The bioavailability trap. Curcumin is notorious for being poorly absorbed by the human gut. It is rapidly metabolized and excreted. To unlock its power, you must pair it with piperine, the active compound in black pepper. Research shows that piperine increases curcumin absorption by a massive 2,000%. The protocol: 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder daily, always consumed with black pepper and a healthy fat like olive oil or avocado, to ensure maximum transport into the bloodstream. 4. The neural shield, dark leafy greens and the vitamin K1 fortress. Spinach, kale, and collard greens are not just for physical fitness, they are essential for cognitive reserve. Sphingolipid synthesis. Leafy greens are packed with vitamin K, a nutrient most people only associate with bone health. However, vitamin K is vital for the synthesis of sphingolipids, a class of fats that are densely packed into the myelin sheath, the protective insulation around your nerves. When this insulation breaks down, your wiring shorts out, leading to memory loss and confusion. The 11-year advantage. Researchers at Rush University followed 960 elderly adults for 5 years. Those who ate just one serving of leafy greens a day had the cognitive function of someone 11 years younger than those who ate none. The protocol: a daily brain salad containing at least 2 cups of raw greens. Pro tip: steam your kale or spinach slightly to reduce oxalates while keeping the folate and vitamin K intact. 5. The cerebral vasodilator, dark chocolate 70% plus. Yes, chocolate is a medicinal food, provided it is high-purity cacao. The flavonol surge. Cacao is rich in flavonols. When you consume high-quality dark chocolate, these flavonols stimulate the production of nitric oxide, which relaxes your blood vessels. This creates a cerebral vasodilation, a surge of oxygen-rich blood directly to the brain's gray matter. Acute memory enhancement. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors who drank high-flavonol cocoa for 8 weeks saw dramatic improvements in visual memory and task switching. It literally speeds up your brain's processing power. The protocol: 1 ounce 2 squares of at least 70% dark chocolate daily. Avoid Dutch processed or alkalized cocoa, as the alkalization process destroys up to 90% of the beneficial flavonols. 6. The signal transmitter, pumpkin seeds and the mineral matrix. Many cognitive issues are not diseases, they are mineral deficiencies. Pumpkin seeds are the most concentrated source of the minerals your neurons use to talk. The Big Four. Zinc, essential for nerve signaling. Deficiency is linked to many neurological conditions. Magnesium, the calm mineral. It is vital for learning and prevents the brain from overfiring and burning out. Copper helps control nerve signals. Iron. Without iron, your brain starves for oxygen. Brain fog. The protocol: a 1/4 cup of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds as a midday snack. This provides nearly your entire daily requirement for these 4 critical neurominerals. 7. The cognitive enhancer, green tea and the L-theanine loop. Green tea is more than an antioxidant, it is a nootropic, a brain booster. Alpha wave activation. Green tea contains a unique amino acid called L-theanine. L-theanine increases the activity of the neurotransmitter GABA, which reduces anxiety. More importantly, it increases alpha waves in the brain, which is the state of relaxed alertness or flow state. The caffeine synergy. Unlike the jittery energy of coffee, the caffeine in green tea works in synergy with L-theanine to provide a smooth, sustained cognitive lift without the crash that damages brain endurance. The protocol: 2 to 3 cups of high-quality sencha or matcha tea daily. Stop consumption by 2:00 p.m. to ensure the caffeine does not interfere with the glymphatic system, the brain's nightly cleaning cycle. The systemic protocol: synergy is key. Eating these foods in isolation is helpful, but the real magic happens in synergy. This is known as the Mind Diet Mediterranean intervention for neurodegenerative delay. By combining these 7 foods and strictly avoiding the brain killers, red meat, butter, cheese, pastries, and fried foods, you can reduce your Alzheimer's risk by as much as 53%. The GLYMPHATIC wash, THE final piece of the puzzle. You can eat every golden food on this list, but if you do not sleep, your brain will still decay. During deep sleep, your brain's glymphatic system, a plumbing system for the mind, opens up. It flushes out the amyloid beta plaques and toxic metabolic waste accumulated during the day. Rule: 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep is not a luxury, it is a clinical requirement for memory retention. Conclusion: the 30-day Brain Renaissance Challenge. Your brain is the most complex structure in the known universe. It defines your personality, your memories, and your future. Starting tomorrow morning, I challenge you to swap your morning bagel for a blueberry spinach walnut smoothie. Add turmeric and black pepper to your lunch. Snack on pumpkin seeds instead of chips. Commit to fatty fish twice a week. Track your progress, notice the fog lifting, watch as the names come to you faster and the clarity returns. You aren't just eating, you are rebuilding the most valuable asset you own. Take the first bite today, your future self is waiting.